up the topic of cops.
Okay.
So, like, I don't know about you guys. You might like cops, but for us, they're just a problem, dude.
Well, I think that you think of cops as like when you're young, anyways. You want to be a cop. You want to be a cop for Halloween. You think of like putting bad guys in jail and shit, right? But see how cops really are. How they really are. All they want to do is make their quota. So they give you these pointless tickets, like speeding tickets. I can understand giving someone a ticket for like maybe driving unsafe or something because you want to like keep everything safe. You don't want people to die. But if you're going 5 or 10 miles per hour over the speed limit and you get a ticket, that's kind of BS. Because if you're getting a ticket for not even realizing that you're getting a ticket, like you're driving, you don't even know you're speeding, but they pull you over or something stupid like that. That's stupid. Like, you're driving safe. Maybe you went a little too fast, yet they give you like a $150 ticket. Plus, you need a lawyer that costs $150, $200 to get the points off your license, so your insurance doesn't increase. So really, it's just making the American people struggle unless you actually have a lot of money. But the people who are getting pulled over most of the time are like people like us, like teenagers. We don't have a lot of money. And maybe, like, I don't have an apartment yet, but when I do, if I get a ticket, that's gonna make me struggle a lot, because what are you supposed to do when you have a $300 payment that you need to make to the fucking government that you're already gonna be making through taxes and shit? Like, you're just kind of fucked. Like, that's half of your rent payment right there if you pay like $600 for a place. That's BS, dude.
It really is. And you know, kids, like, okay, so you're supposed to feel safe when you see cops. But, like, every time we see cops, we get so scared. Like, we're always afraid that we're going to do something wrong, then they're going to flick their lights at us for nothing. Like, oh, boo-hoo, we didn't use a turn signal for 1 second. There's nobody on the road. Like, and then they're going to give us a ticket for no reason. Like, it's so dumb, dude.
Or how they have their no turn on red. Like, let's say you're driving, you're up at a stop, and you don't see the sign because it's, like, behind you. It's, like, back there. Sometimes, because there's, remember that one turn off, like, we live in Michigan, there's this turn, it's off at 23 Mile, right off of the freeway. I came up to the stop, and the sign is, like, literally 10 or 20 feet behind you that says no turn on red. And there's a clear path that you can see no cars are coming, it would look safe to turn, but, like, let's say you didn't see the sign. There'll be a cop sitting right there. For whatever reason, me and this guy, we've traveled like hundreds of miles, and we don't see a cop on our entire trip. Then when we come over here to like the Sterling Heights, like Macomb, Troy, all the area over here, man,
you're giving away our location.
Like, there's like a cop sitting right at the no turn on red, like in a bank or something, and he'll sit there with his lights off, and then he'll just pull you over, give you a ticket because he needs to make his quota, and he knows everyone's going to go through it because they're not going to see the sign. And I feel like it's set up that way on purpose, just in case, like, let's say, oh shit, the cop, I need to make my quota, I can't give out any bullshit tickets right now. Okay, I'll just sit at this no turn on red for no reason. Like, that's kind of how it goes.
When they have better things to do, you know, like, you're so worried about giving me a ticket for going through a no turn on red, why don't you go arrest half of the serial killers that live here? Like, stop worrying about me and go deal with some other shit.
There's plenty of other things that they can give tickets for, like, shit, I don't know, speeding or like no turn on red or just pointless things like that. If you're safely making a turn where you know there's no cars or anything, you should not be getting a ticket for that. It's just stupid. There's hundreds of stupid reasons that you can get tickets. Like, what was that one thing, dude? Collecting rain?
Yeah. It's illegal to collect rain. Like, what? It's why? It was banned to collect rain. You're not allowed to. Why? There's no reason.
You can't, like, set a jar outside, collect rain, and use it.
What if you're homeless, nigga? You need something to drink. Like, if you get caught, like, are you supposed to die? Like, what the hell?
I mean, if you drink out of a lake, you're most likely going to be drinking someone's fucking piss because...
Or some parasites or some shit.
You know how that shit goes. The sewers go to the fucking lake. So rain is the most purified like water. I'm pretty sure, unless it that goes to a factory. I don't know how that goes, but rain is cleaned and then it falls to the earth. Like it's pretty clean. It's not dirty or anything. It doesn't have someone's piss in it. So like I could see someone maybe they do that. They collect the water and then they drink it. Well, that's illegal. And I'm not saying cops give you a ticket for that, but they could, and I'm sure that they will eventually, and I'm sure they already have.
Yeah, it's really dumb. I actually I saw the picture for it and I was like, dude, what the hell? It's like, why would you ban something natural? Like apparently nature is illegal now, so like what the fuck? Like it's so dumb.
You can't even. It's so bad, man. Like I got a ticket about a month ago. And cop pulled me over because he seen I had window tint, and I was driving through a very rich neighborhood, and my car has a little gun logo on the back of the car that spells Detroit. I just thought it was a cool decal. And this cop was following me for 20 minutes. He looked inside my car on both sides, trying to see who's driving. I have a radar detector, which I use. It helps me. I don't use it to speed. If I see a cop, I'll look at my speed right away. Okay. Like it'll kind of just help you out a little bit. I don't use it for the purpose of speeding. Sometimes maybe I need to get somewhere, I need to go somewhere fast. Yeah, I'll speed a little bit, and then if it goes off, slow down just a little bit. I'm always in a rush, either to go to work or go do something. It's kind of a good tool to have, and cops are like, oh yeah, so why do you have that and shit, the fuck? Why do you have your radar then,
I thought it was legal here, dude, to have a radar.
It is legal, because the cops, maybe 2 cops have told me, he's like, you need to take that down, why do you have it? And I told the cop, this is a speed trap, if I'm driving 40 and a 35, you're going to give me a ticket for going 5 over, so obviously I'm going to slow down if your stupid-ass radar makes it go off,
It's just dumb, dude. I don't understand, everything used to be so good until recently, everything just went to shit.
There never used to be as many cops giving out tickets in this area. I don't know why. All of a sudden, they're just everywhere. I drove for maybe a year in that car and hadn't gotten any tickets. And I've gotten maybe 7 or 8 tickets in the past few months for pointless, stupid reasons. The cop gave me a ticket in Grosse Pointe Farms, where all the rich people are. My mom already warned me about this years ago. He gave me a ticket. He pulled me over. He's like, okay, do you have a prescription for the window tint? He didn't really ask me that. He's just is there a reason that your windshield is tinted and stuff? I'm like, well, I have a prescription for it. He's kind of yelling at me. He's like, why can't you just wear sunglasses? In a dick way. Okay, how about you have another fucking job? Instead of giving people tickets to make your quota, that's the simplest job. If you just pull people over for window tint or something like that, something completely pointless. I have 35%. You can see right through. In the sunlight, you can't even tell that it's tinted. At night, it's a little bit darker, but none of your fucking business. If you don't pull me over anyways, for a pointless reason, then you shouldn't have to worry about if I'm about to pull out a gun or something. I'm 18 years old, man, and I shouldn't have already had 8 tickets for these fucking pointless reasons.
Yeah, that is dumb, dude. I'm glad that I ain't driving yet. Because
it's expensive. And he ended up giving me a ticket for a red light, he said. I said I went through a red light. There was no red light for about 5 to 8 miles. I drove back and kind of I videotaped it because I was really pissed off. He just kind of pulled that out of his ass once I showed him the prescription for my tint. I asked him, I'm like, is this the reason I'm getting pulled over? When he said the window tint. And he kept asking me license and registration and whatever. I'm like, I don't want to show it to you. Can you tell me the reason I got pulled over? He would not tell me the reason why I got pulled over. He forced me to, show that shit to him before he would even, let me, go. Once I showed it to him, he ran my stuff. He kind of probably seen, okay, this kid doesn't live in Grosse Pointe Farms and whatever. Who cares? We'll just give him a ticket. So he says I went through a red light, which I know for a fact I didn't. And I really wish I had a car camera to prove that, but
I
never bought one. I bought a stealth camera, a USB kind of camera thing, and this thing, you put it on your dash, and it kind of records once you start driving. You plug it into your car, the car knows that you're driving, and it'll record the inside of your car. And if you get pulled over, you just kind of, the cop will come up. You can kind of see the cop a little bit. It's not the best camera, but it works, and you can see if the cop is lying or whatever. I still need to get a dash cam because I can't record the outside of the car. It's just for the inside, kind of what the cop says, kind of the bullshit that he pulls. I just want to see, what's going on. It's just to help a little bit with my own protection because, man, cops are assholes, man. It's ridiculous. I don't know if it's like that everywhere, but the cops in this area are fucking brutal, man. They don't give a shit. They don't care if you're struggling. They don't care about anything, man. They just want to make their quota, and they target people like us, especially teenagers. I don't know why they should be targeting the people who have career jobs who can actually afford tickets.
Yeah.
Now, if I killed somebody, if I did something so wrong, like let's say I was recklessly driving, I was swerving in and out of cars, yeah, okay, pull me over. I understand, like, I shouldn't be driving that way, like, okay, maybe I deserve a ticket. But if I'm driving a little bit too fast, like I'm driving pretty much with the pace of the car next to me and the other car, we're just in traffic, driving normal, I shouldn't be getting a ticket for that. That's kind of bullshit. That's just a stupid reason to throw out a ticket just because you need to make your quota or whatever. I really wish I could show you the other tickets. Like, if I had them all on film, you kind of understand what I mean. Because maybe I just sound like a teenager who's kind of, like, blabbering on about a ticket that I got. But it's kind of true. Like, you guys would really understand if I was able to show you.
I mean, he has one of the reasonings on video on Facebook, but you don't need to know that. But, like, he actually uploaded a video of the one cop that... You heard that too, right? I don't know what that was, but anyways, that was the time when he got pulled over for the red light, supposedly, or whatever, and he posted up on Facebook, and, like, he was so mad, and, yeah, I don't know, like, my opinion on cops is, like, they're just so dumb, dude. Like, I don't think they deserve to have their jobs. Like, they need to run them through certain tests, like...
Even tests don't help, though. That's kind of the problem that we're having, because you think of a cop, you're like, okay, this guy, like, let's say maybe you're an older person, you don't get pulled over that often, and you just think that we're punk kids, but how it really goes, cops target people like us, and, alright, so, man, this is really difficult to explain, but think about a cop as being a regular person, like just a civilian. It could be somebody who's locked in jail, like it could be just a criminal. A cop can pretty much have a criminal mind, not give a fuck about if you actually ran a red light or whatever, because that's pretty much what happened with me. He just gave me a ticket. He's like, alright, well, you ran that red light back there. This is my last day quota. I don't give a fuck. Like, here, you take care of it. Like, if you take this to court, they're obviously going to believe me. They're not going to believe an 18-year-old, like, pretty much kid. Like, I feel like a kid, They're not going to take my word. They're going to take the cops. So, the cops really don't care because they know that if you fight this in court, we're going to win anyway. So, they don't care. And that's kind of how it goes, man. That's
and
exactly
to warn you guys, too, if you are driving, don't drive at the end of the month, because that is, like, the best time that they're out, and they will actually arrest you for nothing.
You should always stay off the road the last 3 days. Usually, I think it's the day before, like the day before the last day of the month, because the last, like, 3 days, not counting, like, the 31st or the 30th, the last day of the month, there's cops everywhere. I drive down the street, I see about 3 sitting there, because cops, like, think about this. You're in school, you have, like, this big project, and what does everyone do? They do it at the last minute, like most people. Like, that's what I feel,
Yeah.
So cops, they're going to make their quota at the last few days. They're going to just screw around, go to Dunkin' Donuts, which we've seen. I've seen 4 cops sitting at Dunkin' Donuts just sitting there drinking coffee, scratching their ass, not actually taking care of real business. And so the last, 3 or 4 days, maybe 3 or 4, they're actually going to be out there busting people left and right. You'll see cop lights everywhere. And the weird thing is it's only in this city. I don't know, maybe where you live it's the same way, but it kind of depends on where you live. Like, if you're in Detroit, cops don't care. My mom even, which doesn't ever break the law, we can just go through red lights. We don't care, because, like, cops, they don't pull you over for that. They actually do, like, solve real crimes and shit, kind of, like a little bit. They're not so worried about traffic violations in Detroit.
Yeah.
So it's just in this area. I guess maybe there's not that much going on, so they figure, all right, let's just make our quota doing traffic tickets. I mean, it kind of makes sense, but it's just bullshit, you know?
If you think about it, like, I feel safer in Detroit than I do here. Like, really. I really do. Like, cop-wise,
Yeah, as far as cops,
I feel safer there than I do here.
I feel like it'd be easier to
Like,
live.
I'm talking downtown Detroit where, like, we went to Fishbones.
Yeah.
I feel safer there than I do here.
Cops are not going to pull you over for a stupid reason like that or make something up. I've never been in Detroit and had them do that. And I break the law as far as driving in Detroit more than anywhere just because I know cops don't care. And I'm not saying it's okay to do that, but it's kind of pointless breaking the law. Like here, if you turn on a no turn on red, cops are going to be all over your ass like, "Oh, you committed a crime, motherfucker," you know, like. And if you do that in Detroit, they're like, you know, the cop was behind me one time and I went through a no turn on red. He didn't pull me over because they don't care. They're like, okay, that's not that big of a deal. Like, who fucking cares, you know? But here it's just a little bit different. They look at every little reason to pull you over. I mean, if your tail light's out, okay, yeah, you should get that replaced. But they shouldn't give you a ticket
for it. They should give you a warning.
Just like, hey, your tail light's out. Not because I've actually gotten a ticket for my tail light being out, and all I have to do, get out the car, punch the tail light, like kind of smack it a little bit, it turns back on. I don't know why. So I had to take it all the way to the fucking court or whatever, and police station, show them, hey, my brake light works again, so they can bounce the ticket. That's just time. That's gas and my fucking time that I don't have to waste with that shit, you know? Like, I'm sorry that I can't afford a car that doesn't have faulty electrical fucking problems. Like, it's... Fuck, man. I hate cops.
We should end the video soon, because it's probably already at like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I know. But these are some really good points. It's just very hard when you live in a rich neighborhood, or richer, you know, and cops just treat you like shit. Like we said, we don't feel safe with the cops. All they want to do is give you pointless, stupid fucking tickets. And it's hard for us to get ahead in life if cops are just going to give you pointless tickets like that, you know? Like, I owe maybe $600 to my mom in tickets and other shit that I need to pay. I can't afford to get another ticket. Like, that's just stupid. I'm driving, like, less than I've ever driven in my life, like, since I've started driving, just because I'm so scared of these cops giving me tickets. I always watch the speed limit now. I used to be a speeder when I first got my car because, yeah, I'm young. You know, I like to drive fast. I drive a car that sounds like a fucking race car. Yeah, I want to drive fast. But I drive perfectly normal, like kind of like regular civilians now, and I still get pulled over. Just nothing that you can really do about it. My mom was telling me, like, take that fucking decal off your car so you don't get pulled over as much. So I did that. And, hopefully it's not going to give me as many tickets as before, but I just, man, dude, the whole concept is just bullshit, man.
Alright, well, dude, I think that's going to end this here, because I don't want to freaking destroy my phone with so much shit. So, peace. Oh.